All right, folks, what's the big news today? Of course, it's in Bitcoin. That's the big news in Pokemon card, Magic card, cardboard investing, the money world is Bitcoin. Why? Because it is down in the past 5 days. It says it's been down 13.69% in the last 6 months. Where we at? It's down 41% and just 13% in the last 5 days, it says. So, what's that mean? It was all the way up to almost 125,000, I believe, and now we've crashed down to we're at 166 right now, but it was as low as 61,000 earlier today. And so, what does all of this mean for our Pokemon investments? Our cardboard investments, our Magic the Gathering investments, our One Piece. I don't have any One Piece, but I have some Gundam cards. And so here are also the other news of the day is that the S&P is down. In the last 5 days, it's been down 2%. I believe in the last day, it's been down over 1.25%. So, I mean, how's that affect anything? Is there some sort of ripple effect that we might expect that, in the last 5 days, the S&P 500 is down 2%, and in the last 5 days, Bitcoin is down 13%. So, like anything else, we need to be looking at these sort of ups and downs as when we should buy something and when we shouldn't. So I'm not saying you not to buy, but let's go look at everybody's favorite Hyper Shield set. Now, is it really a Hyper Shield set? I don't know. It is a big set. It is a full set with booster boxes. So is it a little overhyped at over $500 a box? I see somebody's channel, they were trying to show off StockX listings for $700 so they can get a commission or would get a commission. Yeah, well, this is a news story. This is an old story. Anyway, so where are we at here? So what have I seen here? It's right now I'm looking at it's 2/6 right now that I'm filming this. And so if we just go back in the last 3 days, we have a sort of peak and it's sort of dropping down. So it's like the whole market is feeling this slight slump. Now, do I think the crash is coming for Pokemon as bad as it has for this big old Bitcoin crash right here in the last 5 days? No, but I think there seems to be some sort of effect, or at least logically we might deduce that it could affect it. And so is that going to be a good time to buy? Now, am I going to buy into a $500 Destined Rivals booster box? Absolutely not. I'm not that excited about getting into Destined Rivals anywhere close to $500, anywhere close to $585. High sale price $600. No, I will not have that. But we can see even in the last couple days it's leveled out. Let's move on to maybe the real everybody's favorite Hyper Shield set, which is of course Prismatic Evolutions. You know it, you love it, you hate it if you've opened it. But other than that, it seems to be worth a lot. Here we're going to look at this Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box just because it's sitting, it's been stable, no more have really been adjusted to supply. And see, once again, we're also having a little slump here. So what I'm trying to illustrate here is that this could be some sort of market-wide sort of adjustment after this sort of in the last since the beginning of the year, we've kind of been up, and now it looks like maybe we're going sideways just a little bit and down a little bit. I think this is going to be continued for a full-on market crash. I do not believe so. I think there's going to be plenty of things in the market to be excited, the Pokemon market to be excited about, such as Ascended Heroes. I know maybe people aren't that excited about Perfect Order, but we know that's coming out in March, and they've already announced the set after it, which is, I believe, the Greninja set or something. So I think people will really be excited for Greninja. They might pass up on Perfect Order, but I don't think it's going to be a flop because of the state of the market. I think it's going to stay strong. I don't think this little measly 2% and the S&P 500, but this is a significant on Bitcoin, and maybe people that are into Bitcoin are into Pokemon investing. Maybe if you look over here, we got Paldean Fates Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, also another sort of maybe stable item because they're not really printing any more of these or anything. And we can say also, it's sort of in the last couple days it's sort of leveled off, is just going sideways after climbing since the beginning of the year. Now, of course, if we go back here into November, it was a lot higher, so we are down at least a couple bucks, $10 or so. Anyway, so I do see, you can see it's kind of the way the stock market and the way the Bitcoin is sort of affecting the entire investing side of Pokemon if you wanted to think about the values of some of these sealed items. Let's go look at our favorite set in regards to, because everybody loves this Charizard, or they hate it. Plenty of people hate this. I don't hate the Charizard, but maybe it's not too recent. But look, yeah, it's been going sideways, for the last week. The market's not looked good in the last week, and people aren't that excited about Phantasmal Flames. It's not hard to get. It's not expensive. We're only at $260 a booster box. You can afford that compared to a Destined Rivals. You can probably get 2 of these for the price of a Destined Rivals box if you found the right seller. You know what I mean? Facebook Marketplace out there looking. And so I here's another evidence. Now, am I a investor type? No, I don't know that much, but I can look at the data. The data is the data. You know what I'm saying? You can over here look at Mega Evolution box, $250. Also, sort of going all over the place, but here we are. We're going sideways the last couple days. So, do I think the market has the Bitcoin market and the stock market? I think it's kind of putting pressure on the market, the hobby market. And, will we find times to be able to invest? I like to, pull out some MSRP gang type things. So hopefully, if for me, I'm going to try to buy something, maybe if there's a slight stagnation or even a couple week slump, that's going to maybe make it easier for me to find stuff on shelves, get it at MSRP, and keep my investments and costs low and my values high, rather than trying to play this game where I'm gonna buy a $500 Destined Rivals booster box and just hope it goes up. I'd rather pick up something for MSRP. Now, obviously, if you can get this for MSRP, I don't know, do they have them in vending machines or something anymore? I don't know. I've never been to a vending machine, but you get the picture. Like the curve is going flat, at least for this week. And if the Bitcoin, now it looks like it tried to climb up from its big old say 1 year, the low of the year. In the last year, this is the lowest it's been. Now it's trying to reclimb, at least it seems, but you see, it's like a little zigzag type thing going on. So do I know much? No, but all I'm saying, if you get a chance to buy, I don't think our Pokemon market is going to be crashing this year. I haven't heard anybody suggest that. Anybody I think is credible suggests it's going to crash this year. So if you can find it at MSRP, I say invest. I say buy it. If you'd like to open it, well, you definitely don't want to pay more than MSRP for that either, huh? All right. That's my sort of thoughts for the day. Will the Bitcoin crash ruin this hobby for us? Will it send our Pokemon investments to zero? I don't think so. Buy low, sell high. Isn't that what they say? I'll talk to you about it tomorrow.